Long ago, in the heart of a humble village, there lived a man named Luis. He was a woodcutter, strong, respectful, but extremely poor. Every day, he ventured into the thick forest, cutting wood to sell in the market. But no matter how hard he worked, he never seemed to make enough to feed his family well. He lived in a tiny mud house with his wife, Rebecca, and his only daughter, Emma, a sweet, gentle girl with a heart of gold and eyes that sparkled with dreams. She would sing while sweeping the compound and always prayed for better days. But Luis, weary of poverty, began to grow bitter. He envied rich men in the village, those with horses, fine clothes, and many servants. One evening, as Luis walked home through a lonely path, he stumbled upon an old man with white eyes, sitting under a baobab tree. The man called him by name. "Luis, I know your pain. I know your hunger. Do you want to be rich?" Luis was frightened but curious. The man continued, "You can have all the riches you desire, gold, land, power, but you must sacrifice what you love most." Luis thought, "My wife, my house, my tools." But the voice in his heart said something darker. "Your daughter." He hesitated, but as days passed, he watched his daughter go to bed hungry, wear torn clothes and still smile. His heart hardened. He returned to the baobab tree under the full moon, where the old man was waiting. "It is done," Luis said, his voice cold. The man gave him a calabash and whispered, "At dawn, pour the water in this calabash over her head and say, 'For riches I give what I cherish.'" The next morning, Luis sat by the fire. Emma came out stretching and smiling. "Good morning, Dad." Luis couldn't look at her. He told her to come closer. She did innocently. Then, with shaking hands, he poured the water over her head and whispered the words. Suddenly, the earth trembled. Emma screamed as a wind swept through the compound. Her eyes widened with fear. "Daddy, what is happening?" She fell to the ground, lifeless. That same moment, golden coins poured into Luis's compound. His clothes turned to fine silk. His house transformed into a palace. Servants appeared. He was now the richest man in the village. At first, Luis bathed in glory. He held feasts, wore diamonds, and was praised by chiefs and kings. But every night, he heard Emma's voice in the wind. "Daddy, why?" His wife, Rebecca, was heartbroken. She screamed, cried, and cursed him when she found out. Unable to live with him, she ran into the forest and was never seen again. Despite his wealth, Luis couldn't sleep. In his palace, he would see shadows in the mirror, and every bowl of food turned to ash in his mouth. One night, the baobab tree appeared in his dreams. "You gave your soul, not just your child. Riches without peace is poverty in disguise." Luis woke up sweating. He ran to the village priest. The priest, an old woman with blind eyes but deep wisdom, said, "Luis, the spirits are angry. Your daughter's soul cries out from the other world. Your wealth is cursed." Luis begged for forgiveness. "There is only one way," the priest said. "You must give away all your wealth, live like a beggar, and walk barefoot to 7 villages, telling your story to every child, every elder. Only then can you earn a second chance." Desperate, Luis did as he was told. He gave away everything. He walked barefoot, thin and broken, from village to village, telling his tale, warning others. Never trade love for gold. Never trade family for fame. On the 7th village, a little girl came to him and said, "You remind me of a story my mother told, about a girl named Emma." Tears welled in his eyes. Suddenly the sky turned golden. A wind blew. A soft voice whispered, "Daddy." I forgive you. Luis collapsed and wept. The village priest appeared once more. You have learned. True wealth is love, family, and peace of mind. Luis lived the rest of his life humbly, teaching children, helping widows, and sharing his story. They say when the wind blows through, you can hear a girl's laughter and a father's tear. Moral of the story: wealth gained through evil brings no peace. Family is priceless. Regret cannot bring back the dead, but it can teach the living. Kindly like and subscribe. We meet again this time tomorrow.